Okay, so here we go for Thursday e-learning. In your notebooks, again, Thursday, March 26th is what we should be putting in. Our topic today is graphing from a table. You're all going to be really happy to know that notes are going to stay pretty short today because normally in the classroom, I would give you something to like cut out and tape into your notebooks and have nice, neat graphs. But since we are obviously in isolation and we don't have that, I'm going to keep this pretty simple and leave it up to you to practice some in the Aleks program. If you want to, I obviously for the examples we were doing, I would be drawing your graph, but it's just not going to be perfect. It is what it is. So today we're doing graphing from a table. We're going to be pulling in those same skills that we talked about on Tuesday. So make sure you're okay and have watched that video first. Today we're going to look at things like what happens if we want to graph the equation y equals 2x minus 1. Now, if you are a person who says, I remember how to graph in slope-intercept form, that's awesome. Okay, that's obviously something that you can take advantage of. That's great. Feel free to use it. But for others, we might not remember that. We need our first stepping blocks. And even still, either way, you need to know how to complete a table. Those are going to come up on your assessments, okay? So if we want to graph something like y equals 2x minus 1, our starting point, the first thing that we are going to do is we are going to make a table, okay? And for your table, there are a couple rules that you need to follow. You need to have 3 points, okay? They need to fit on a graph. And they can't be weird points, I guess. So nothing that you're having to approximate. So if you're an Aleks and it has a graph that's maybe divided up differently, that's fine. But we don't want to approximate. We want to make sure we're getting exact points. And for the majority of you, you want to avoid those fractions anyways. So we're going to just make sure we know how to do that. So we're going to make a table. Okay. And we're just going to pick 3 values. You can pick 22, 23, and 24, but those are going to be really big and probably not on a simple table that we graph. So I'm just going to pick nice small numbers. 0, 1, and 2. Okay, I'm just picking these. The key is that we want easy ones. It will make our life easy. And we are going to do just like we did on notes on Tuesday. So I'm going to plug each of these values in for x. So I'm going to say 2 times 0 minus 1. And you can do this all in a calculator. I mean, this should be really easy, but the key is right for the next one. You could just move your cursor up and change that to a 1. And then you can move your cursor up and change that to a 2. Okay, and now we have this little table here. Now, we also talked about this, I guess it was last week, that if we had a table, we should recognize within this table that this is an ordered pair, right? It's the ordered pair 0, negative 1, 1, 1, and 2, 3. Okay, so we are then going to plot these points. So I am just going to draw a simple coordinate plane where this is my x-axis and this is my y-axis. Now, in Aleks, it's just going to already give you, right, a coordinate plane where everything is numbered for you. So it'll be way easier to just take those points and plot them, right? Because you'll now then just be able to look at this and say, okay, 0, negative 1 is 0 on the x, negative 1 on the y. Then we'll go to the point 1, 1, and then the point 2, 3. Okay, in Aleks, you'll just be able to click the line tool, and it will graph that line right there through it for you. Okay, so all you'll have to do is worry about plotting those 3 points and drawing in the line. Creating the graph won't be an issue. We're not in the classroom, so don't have them to hand out to you. Okay, and then this would just be our answer. This graph is what we would be going for. Okay, now sometimes we have to be a little bit creative in our table because let's say we are asked to graph y equals 2/3 x plus 4. Okay, we're still going to make our table. But if we plug in something like 1, right, we get a fraction out, and then we have to approximate plotting that, and that's a little bit weird. Okay, now there is going to be a short video attached after this that's going to show you how to plot these weird points in Aleks. Okay, but if you're trying to avoid it altogether, I'm just going to show you an easy trick. Okay, you're going to pick 0, and then you're going to pick whatever number is at the bottom of the fraction. So that's going to be the second number I'm going to pick. And really with 2 points, you'll have enough to make a line. So you could just pick to 0 and 3. I tell my students to pick 3 points because it's easier to see if you made a mistake. Okay, so we're going to do 0. We're going to do the denominator, and then we're going to multiply this times 2. So 0, we're going to count by 3s. Okay, and so if we plug those in, again, this one is just going to give us 4, but if you need to use your calculator, that's fine. And so now we'll do a 3, which gives us a 6. If we do a 6, it'll give us an 8. Okay, and now, right, we don't have any of those weird fractions. So when I go to graph this, okay, I'm going to plot the ordered pairs 0, 4, 3, 6, and 6, 8. And that's just my graph. That's my answer. Okay, we are going to do one more. Let's make this an 8x plus 2y. Now this obviously is not in function rule format. So since this is not in function rule format, we need to go back to the information that we talked about last week and get this solved for y. Okay, so to get this solved for y, our steps said, okay, we're going to move this x. So this 8 is positive. So we're going to move that with a negative. You could write this in either order. You could put 10 minus 8x, or you could put a negative 8x plus 10. And then we're going to divide by 2. And when we divide, right, that goes in all 3 places. Negative 8 divided by 2 is negative 4. 10 divided by 2 is 5. Okay, and now that I'm in function rule format, it's no problem for me to make a table. And I'm going to plug in 0, 1, and 2. Okay, so I'll have negative 4 times 0 plus 5. Negative 4 times 1 plus 5. And negative 4 times 2 plus 5. Again, use your calculator if you need to. It's not a big deal. And then we'll just plot these points. So make sure, again, 0, 5 is 0, 5. 1, 1, 2, negative 3. Okay, I will not be looking for every single graph to be in your notebook, but I will be looking for everything else. Make sure we have our line. And there is our answer. Okay, so make sure you complete the exit slip in Aleks. It is labeled as Thursday, March 26th. It's the e-learning Thursday, March 26th. Also, make sure if you haven't, you are working on your quiz. Okay, that is going to be due when we come back from break, so make sure you're getting that done and completed so you get that in the grade book as well. Have a great rest of the day.